Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. Welcome to this card making project. In this project we're going to be using lots of Anna Griffin items, including the silver Flourish stickers. We're going to be using a lot of them because there are so many in the kit. I thought we would make something absolutely spectacular with them. As I go through everything, I'll tell you what I'm using, and I'll also put it in the description box at the bottom. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to add them. So I'm starting off with my cardometer. Somebody once asked me if I could show the card comparisons because sometimes it's difficult to get an idea of how big the cards are that I'm using. So I came up with this idea to show you exactly the sizes. So for this project we're going to be using one that on the packet, just to let you know, on the packet it said 7 by 7 inches, but looking at it, it's actually a little bit short. So my card blank from that good old auction site is coming up short. There you go, it just a little bit short, but we'll forgive them for this. So that's the size of our card. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the insert first. Now, I just want to talk about the Flourish stickers. You get so many in the kit and they're absolutely beautiful. Please don't think that you only have to use them for card making or scrapbooking. Try them for different projects and use them for your inserts because your card will still fold. You know, they're not 3D, so they won't stick up or anything. But they still make the most gorgeous insides as well as the outside. We spend so much time making a gorgeous card on the outside, we need the inside to match as well. So what I've done is I'm taking the white card blank and I've actually got ivory for the insert. From the paper that we're going to use, I've cut 4 strips that were just over 1/2 inch wide, and I've just added them on the outside of the actual insert panel, and then I've taken 4 of the Flourish stickers and used them as the corners, and I've used one of Anna Griffin's stamps for the middle sentiment. This was stamped in Stays On black ink, and it was from, I'm sure it was from the birthday range, but I'll check it out to see if I can find it. So that's what we've done for the insert panel. And I've already got double-sided tape on the back of it for preparation, just so that you're not watching me add glue to everything because that might get a bit tedious for you. So I'm going to just insert my panel into the centre of the card, like that. Press it down. So you see it's still a card, and it still folds flat, and at this point you'll still get it in the envelope. So the next thing I've done is using a sheet of Anna Griffin's metallic layers card. I've already cut it to size, and I've used a piece of scrap paper just to make 4 corners. Now I've done a previous episode where we've made corners for cards, but I've made them embossed. Well, these aren't embossed, I've just used paper in the same manner that I would to use the embossed. I've just folded them over and made the corners. So I've already stuck those on, and I've already got tape on the back of it so that we're all prepared. So I'm just going to place this on the front of our card. Now, some people might think that this card is going to be a bit OTT with the amount that we're going to put on it, but I think it'll be well worth it in the end because it is just going to be so pretty. The next thing that I've done is using the French floral papers. I've cut out 4 rectangles the size of the actual embossing folder, which is from the Paper Tricks 2 kit. So I cut out a full sheet of the size of the actual embossing section. I embossed it and then I cut it in half and I made 4 fans. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the fans to our card, like this. I've added tape on the back of them, and I'm just going to turn it round so I can see. And there's going to be top, bottom and sides. So we'll just position these. Again, you could use your scrap paper to make the fans. You could use anything that you've got too much of, because so many of Anna's papers all mix and match. So that's the start of our first layer, as it were. Next, what I've done is, out of the Flourish stickers, I've got 4 borders, and I've actually added 3D foam just on one side of the actual sticker. I'm not using the flat section, the flat stickers as stickers, because I want them to have a 3D effect. So that's why we're just using these ones with our 3D foam. So I'm placing them in each corner just over the fan, and this is the last one, and I'm hoping they are kind of in the right position for each corner. So far so good, and I must admit that one just wants tweaking a little bit. There we go. So next, what I've got is, now this was cut out using a Kreate die, a Go Kreate die, and it was one of the extra large ones. However, there's many shapes available that would do the same job, and I'm just going to pop that in the centre. Again, I've used Anna's metallic layers card, so that's just going in the centre. We'll try and straighten up our corners. Now I'm not looking through the camera. So that goes over the top. Next, what we've got is some more of the Flourish stickers. This time I am going to use them as flat stickers, and I'm going to peel off the back of them. I'll start closest to me, and I'm going to start positioning them across the layer that we've just added of pink card, and I'm going to turn the card so I can see, and we're just going to add them around the edge of our card. So they're slightly over the fan and slightly over the edge of the shaped layer, and I'm going to go all the way around. You see, they're easy to peel off. Even when the back might tear, it isn't going to affect the front of them. So this is the next one, and the last one we'll add for the top of the actual card, and pop that in position like that. So now already that is looking good. You can see the layers, and you can see the stickers and the fans underneath. So the next thing we've got, and this is just to finish it off really, you might have just seen the last episode that we've done. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit just so you can see, there we go, a little bit better. You might have just seen us make some fans in the technique episode that we've just done. So these are the 2 fans that I'm going to place on the top of the card. So I'm just going to pop them one at either side, leaving a little bit of a gap between them, and I think roughly about there. Try and make them equal. There we go. And then I've got a sentiment that I've added on 3D foam, and I've actually, because it's quite a thin foam, I've got 3 layers, but you're not going to see that because it's going to be hidden between the 2 fans that we've just popped on. And that is our finished card, and it looks absolutely spectacular. And it's so easy, as you've just seen. You've seen how I've put the layers together, and it just literally sings, does that. I love it. It looks so spectacular. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you've got anything to say, please comment. Please feel free, because I love hearing from you. And please give me the thumbs up if you've enjoyed watching this. And hopefully I shall see you again next time.